What's up, guys? It's your boy Ovid that don't play but slay all day, every day. This ain't Burger King. You can have it your way, okay? And we're back with another review video of Baddies Caribbean Episode 5. So, of course, guys, it starts off with Tommy arriving on her horse, and everyone's gas. Everyone's like, Natalie's talking her shit. And, of course, you can see in the show that everybody's like ganging up around Natalie, like, oh, you gotta beat her ass, Natalie, beat her ass, like beat her ass, Natalie, like blah 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 blah, beat her ass, Natalie. And I was just like, oh my god, so many followers. That it was just hard to watch. And her little Tommy moves, and I believe that she starts to stand in the middle of everybody, but then it so happened to get stopped by Gretch because Gretch still had her ish going on with Jello. So before Tommy had arrived, it's like I don't go, I don't give I'm gonna address it. So she was trying to address it, and of course she was trying to make peace, but security guards wasn't letting her like through or even try to talk. They kept on touching her, like trying to like back her up, and I was just like, I don't get it. I'm not get it at all. Like, and of course at one point Jello starts to get upset, and she starts to go off about just stop saying the N word. Yeah, you like saying the N word. Stop saying the N word. Like we want, and Big Grudge is here again, but then Jella is just talking way out. Like there's no point of all that yelling. I didn't understand all that yelling. I couldn't even understand what she was saying. Big Grudge. Oh my god! Like I can't believe that's my fave, and she's going through this. Like oh my god! Like anywho, Peekaboo. She had said it again. She was talking to me about her snugging her, and like yeah, that was some nick. I mean, that was and she, and I was like, you did not say it again. Like, it needs to be stopped. I understand, like, if that's how she talks, then that's how she talks. But you have to understand who to say and when to say it, especially if you're around those type of people that do not like to hear it. So, I don't know, Gretch. You need to get it together. And then there's also a scene where they had Gretch and Tommy talking about just what had Gretch said, and Gretch telling her that everybody snubbed her, and then again, what happens? She says that word again. I thought it was funny because then Tommy's like, nah, that don't roll with me. That wasn't just a good scene. So then we move on to finally the big showdown. The Tommy versus Natalie, what we all been waiting for. It has come. It has finally arrived, and they're fighting on the beach, like in some ankle water. Let me just say ankle water. Everyone's like, oh, like Heaven Marine. Oh my god, they're fighting in the ocean. Like it was like in the deep, like in the shallow, ankle length, like ankle length, ankle tall. So yeah. Anywho, they fought. They fought one time. You can see Tommy they're just brawling, and then the other time they're brawling again. And I believe that what they were fighting. I could see Tommy getting some hits. I could see Natalie getting some hits. I could see them going in and just going in hard. Like there is like how what was her name? Sapphire, where she's like, boom, and then Tommy was like, me, like the sound effects, the onomatopoeia, boom, yes, I was loving that. And then, of course, they had fought on the beach first. I think like 2 to 3 rounds, and then she wasn't done. She wanted some more, and they had fought in the parking lot, I believe. And I believe Natalie had made that quote saying, oh, you gotta wait till the parking lot scene. And then so I watched the parking lot scene, and yeah, I mean, there was a one point where everyone was saying, I saw it in the video myself, that the security guard was holding Tommy's hands, and I forget who I was following on YouTube, um, but I know they had found his Instagram And they have found his Instagram of the security that was holding Tommy's hand. So I was like, oh, okay. They went in depth. I saw him. He's fine, but no. And in the video, I don't know. I felt like they cut it or edited it real much, but the way Natalie was talking about her uppercuts and she was like uppercutting her to the street or whatever she was saying about her uppercuts. I heard uppercuts like 6 times in that episode, like in the episode, like uppercuts. Yeah, yeah, she was feeling my uppercuts. Yeah, I was uppercutting. I was like, oh my god, like I didn't even see any uppercuts landing. Honestly, I didn't. I didn't. I saw more of the security guards holding Tommy's hand more than Natalie swinging on Tommy. And I don't know. I did see Tommy's recent video of on social media. As I say recent, it's like maybe 2 to 3 days ago. So, and she was talking about the security guard, and yeah, it's like his turn and whatnot. How much she's gonna get hers. So yeah, and then now he's just all hyped up, all this boss bitch energy about I uppercutted the bitch. Yeah, showing her nails. I noticed that she did have something in her hand, and I believe it was her vape. You could actually see it like on the camera because she has her fist like that and still throwing, and like you could see it. Like I don't know. I felt like that because then Tommy had something on her stuff, and then apparently, people were saying Tommy had rings on, which I did see because they were like really big rings too. I was like, that's really too big. But with all of this commotion going on, Miss Bad Bitch herself wants to get all wild up for Jellybean. If you guys haven't noticed, Jellybean was the bitch that Taseki was yelling at Bad versus Wild, and of course they did show that, so I'm not gonna go ahead and into it. I have much to say. I know Taseki can eat, girl. I mean, she's fragile, but I guess Taseki didn't see her as fragile. So I mean, I did see. I mean, already there's some sneak peeks online about Taseki going in on Jelly Bean, so I'm waiting for that. Um, just gotta wait for the yellow hair, the yellow wig, the yellow wig, wig. Um, I'm not a fan of Jelly Bean. I wasn't a fan of her when she had fought Callyway for Natalie. I just didn't know where that. I've been following Natalie, way so long that I know Jellybean was never around. Maybe only for her little business deals. But yeah, moving on. So, with everything ending, it comes to a new day at the Baddies Mansion, and we got Meatball, Biggie, Slim Too Bad, and Natalie. Just sitting out in the front, giggling, drinking, and talking some shit. But let me just tell you, let me ask you all something. In this particular scene, did Slim Too Bad look look a little bit more darker than she normally did look? Piped that or peeped up anybody? Because I was looking and I was like, wait, who's this girl? And then they were like Slim Too Bad, and I was like, wait, she got darker. She went really dark. And I figured that was kind of funny because, with Gretchen Enver and the way she was dressing, she went into a more darker phase. So, I don't know, but if you do watch the scene back, you can see where, Slim Too Bad is this color, and then all of a sudden she turned that color, and I was like, I wasn't feeling it. I was not feeling it because I was just like, wait. And then she was just like dick riding. Slim Too Bad was just dick riding Natalie's coattails about, like big onto Biggie, like, oh Biggie blah 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 blah. And of course Natalie was like telling Slim Too Bad, like, just go in for her. You could already tell that that's the petty of Natalie. You already know the game. because Slim Too Bad is just you gotta find the dumb ones to screw with because they're easily to manipulate, and I feel like Natalie got her opportunity and she did. So moving on with that. Okay, so with the next day starting, they have Tinkerbella, they have Scotty, and they have DTB. Well, apparently it started with DTB, Diamond's Body, as well as Scotty, and they're talking about their beef, and of course the audition. Like they're dragging this. Like, okay, we get it. Like, but I literally think they're dragging it because I've it's been good already. It's been awesome. It's been good. Like we're 5 episodes in and it's still going on. I mean, it happened like 3 episodes ago or 2 episodes ago, but now we're still Diamond the bot. I literally think it's Diamond the body. Like just she can't get over it, and I'm just like, girl, you need to get over it. Like hang it up and get over it. Period. I'm done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Like, I'm done hearing this beef. I think you're an awesome girl, lady, woman, girl. I'm sorry. An awesome woman. And I don't feel like, just. I mean, there's morals that you have to live up to, but there's certain standards where you also have to live up to, but it's just like, priorities. Alrighty. And then they move to the scene where Dia and Callie Way was at the bar. And in this scene, I really didn't care for it too much. Don't really care for Dia or anything that she has to say since she had Die Kingdom knocked the fuck out of her. So, I don't know. I don't look at her like that. Callaway, she's my bitch. I love her. I love her vibes. I love she don't give a fuck. I just didn't like how she came in with Natalie in the beginning, but after that, everything was just good. Good and collective. So I was glad that that had happened for her. So, yeah. So now we're on our way to go hiking and traveling. All the ladies are in their vans, and of course they're put into their little groups. And we got like the OGs with Diamond the Body, and like she sounds hella drunk while these OGs are like, I'm tired. Like, okay, hang it up. And it made it look like Diamond just kept on whining and whining about her and Tinka and nana and not enjoying the vibe. As she said she wanted until Natalie was like, of course a baddie shot o'clock will help and that yeah. So now we're walking in the trails and of course we have this group meeting. Natalie calls a group meeting and of course Meatball calls it out in her confessionals that she's getting tired of these group meetings. Natalie seems messy and but at that. So everyone's all into this group, into this meeting, and Natalie has announced that we'll be separating into groups. We got Jo as a captain, Natalie as a captain, Scotty as a captain, and I forget who was the last captain. Comment down below. And they said Aubrey and Bianca will be meeting us later. So group one was Tinkerbella, DTB, Sapphire, and Natalie. Their group, they just talked about the auditions and how we can mend this beef. And now it's on the auditions, it's the wig. Because she calls her wigs Ginger. So she wants justice for Ginger. So hashtag justice for Ginger for DTB. The second group we have were the replacements, but they don't want to be called the R word. They want to be called the heavy hitters or the hitters. So we have Jo, we have Big Kiva, we have Nunu that looks like Asian doll, and we have Heaven Marina. And all they were talking about was when they get into the house because of course they did the big ones and of course they came in, stood out, and took some names. So they're just still wondering if they're in the house, and I don't know if they find out, but hopefully they are. Hopefully, Nunu did a big one. But just Nunu. I mean, I want to see Big Keith do something too, but I'm no producer. So the next scene was Aubrey, Wendolly, Jelly Bean, and Bianca. And they were talking about how they felt about Gretch and her saying the N word again, and that she don't give, and when Dolly had said her piece, and obviously, well, I cannot. So why did you ask Aubrey? Like, don't ask something if you cannot just agree to disagree. Like so. Yes, and then of course they end up with Slim, Dia, Scotty, Meatball, and Jello, and of course everything was okay until Miss Meatball had to go ahead and redirected it to Jayla of how come she bullying Biggie and how come she would punch Biggie when she was like vulnerable and not catch her and then boom, the episode ends. Yes, the episode ends.